Louisiana Beer Reviews, Special Edition number 13. Coors Original Revisited. Coors Banquet Beer was introduced in 1873, and it is brewed around the United States. It's a Molson-Coors brand. It's 5% alcohol, and it's a kosher beer. This has been available in every state in the United States since 1991, when it finally became available in Indiana. But it wasn't sold east of the Mississippi River until 1981. And it was sort of a curiosity type beer. People would try to go out and get it. Jimmy Carter had it flown in from Colorado to the White House. Smokey and the Bandit got their idea from that. Hard to get beer. I remember we would have scavenger hunts, and one of the things was to get a Coors beer bottle cap. Well, you could never get it because no one ever had it. Anyway, it's very common today. This beer gets very poor ratings on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. Gets a fine rating on the Beer and Me. It won a gold medal at the 2002 World Beer Cup and at the 1996, 2004, and 2009 Great American Beer Festival. So it's hated by beer connoisseurs, and it's loved by the world in general. Okay, let's go ahead and try this 24-ounce can. You might see that smoke. Coors is a regular American style lager. It's made with water, barley malt, corn, and yeast, and hops. Okay, 5% alcohol, same as Budweiser. Clear golden appearance, straw appearance with streaming bubbles and a thick white head. Let's see if it has anything about Texas on here, because Texas has their bizarre laws. No, it just says beer. I saw a beer that was like 5%. It was saying ale in Texas. I thought it had to be above 5 feet outside the law. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, man, back in the 90s, you could write to these beer companies or call them, and they would send you all kind of nice stuff. And around 12 years ago, I called them or wrote to them, and they sent me this little fact book showing all the beers they made. And remember, there you go, Keystone. That's when they had Zima, which failed. George Killian's. Oh, and Blue Moon. They sent me a reprint of Beverage Industry Magazine, which had a profile of Coors Brewing Company before they got bought out by Molson. Or they said equally merged with Molson. Apparently it was an equal merger, not so much a buyout. And they sent me this really nice memorabilia booklet about Coors beer. This came out in '98. It's all about the history of the beer with photos, old cans and bottles, old beer bar mirrors, how they had to deal with prohibition by making this malted beverage, how they had steel cans, but then they were the first major brewer to use aluminum cans. And then they came out with Coors Light in 1978, and we know Coors Light has eclipsed Coors in popularity. How they came out with this Chinese beer, and so on. They won't send you anything now. They just tell you look on the website. Okay, let's go with the Boy, what happened to this cap? I'm afraid the humidity put some mold, some white mold on this cap. Can't have that. I'm gonna have to wipe this down. That's scary. Okay. All right. Stereotypical American beer smell: sweet, grain, a little bit of hops in the nose. So the taste, beer, beer flavor, grain, sweetness, a touch of hops, crisp and clean finish, a very light watery mouthfeel. It's very dry. I think it's a pleasant beer to drink. I give it a B+. I think it's very good. I don't see much wrong with Coors. I don't see much wrong with most American style lagers. I understand some people don't like the style. I tend to like most of the beer styles available. So, Laissez les Bon Temps Roulés, this is a very good beer, in my opinion. Talking about the Mariners, and I gotta wipe this cap down for sure. Damp towel. I went out to their ballpark and saw 2 games in 2007. They gave me a baseball bat, like a little fan bat, but I couldn't bring it. I didn't want to try to bring it back on the airplane, so I gave it to a kid. The tickets, you can go to these major league games pretty cheap. The tickets were $7 a piece for the game. I got this stadium guide, all about Safeco Field. That's interesting. I like to get these little, I call them souvenirs. Some nice memorabilia. Anyway, I would highly recommend that you go see the Mariners in Seattle, Washington. So, Laissez les Bon Temps Roulés. This is a very good beer. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to New Orleans.